tell you that Thanksgiving dinner is not the time to be experimenting with these brand new recipes, listen, you do not want to be that person at the Thanksgiving dinner where everybody is like, who made this? You don't want to be that person. So today I'm running my own mini Thanksgiving kitchen where I am going to be trying out new recipes. Now these are things that I have already cooked in the past. Mac and cheese, collard greens, you know, things like that. But I have not tried these recipes with new ingredients. So that's what's going to make these recipes a little bit different than the ones that I've cooked in the past. Now, will my family like it? I have no idea. Will I even like it? I have no idea. But we are going to find out together. And I'm taking $20 to Walmart to buy ingredients that I don't already have at the house to complete these new recipes. Now, I'm inviting y'all into my test kitchen because guess what? I will not be the one at Thanksgiving dinner where everybody is like, who cooked this? That's not going to be me this year. And I don't want that to be you either. So we are going to get in this kitchen and get to cooking. But first, let's take this $20. Let's head to Walmart and grab some ingredients. My total out of pocket was $19.88. Now remember, the goal is to find out if these recipes are going to make it onto my actual Thanksgiving dinner menu. I want zero regrets on actual Thanksgiving. And at the end, y'all already know Jordan is going to come on and give his review. Jordan is going to tell you if these recipes are a hit or a miss. Now, if these recipes are fire, they are going to make it onto the menu. If not, we're going to trash them. We trashing these recipes. We're not doing it. We're not making it on Thanksgiving. All right, so let's get in this kitchen and get to cooking. Today we're testing a different style of mac and cheese. Still traditional, still soulful, but with a few ingredients that I don't normally use. Now I'm starting with my elbow macaroni, and instead of boiling in plain water, I'm cooking them in chicken broth for extra flavor. Small changes like that really makes a huge difference. Now once they're done, I drained them and I poured a little olive oil on them and gave it a quick stir so that they don't get stuck together while I'm making the roux. Now this part, the 2 tablespoons of sweetened condensed milk, this is new territory for me, y'all. I have never used this in mac and cheese, so I am a little nervous, but hey, that's why we're testing it. I've seen a couple of people swear by this, so we're gonna see what the hype is about. Next, I'm adding flour a little at a time to make a roux. That's our thickener and the foundation for a creamy, cheesy sauce. Whisking it keeps it smooth and helps prevent any lumps and bumps because we are not trying to bite into lumpy mac and cheese on Thanksgiving. Now I'm pouring in 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, and already it's giving time to take a nap after the first bite vibes. Then I'm adding 2 cups of half and half. Y'all, this food is definitely not diet food, but Thanksgiving is not the day for that anyway. I've taken the pot off the heat before adding sour cream. Now this recipe does not use eggs, so if you're someone who doesn't like eggs in your mac and cheese, this might be a good recipe for you. Next, I'm adding the cheese. I'm using triple cheddar because it gives me a nice mix without buying multiple bags. Now if you have time to grate your own cheese, definitely do it. I'm giving it a quick taste just to see if anything is missing before we add the noodles. Now Now, I already added salt, pepper, and Cajun seasoning. I didn't film that, but I added that. And y'all, don't forget to taste as you go. Now, I'm folding in the noodles, making sure every piece gets coated. This is already looking so creamy, y'all. So now I'm just adding a touch more of Cajun seasoning for balance. Seasoning is personal, so do what matches your family's taste. Next, I'm transferring everything into my casserole dish and smoothing it out. I like mine to bake up nice and even. And of course, we're topping it with a little extra cheese. That gives us that nice golden top once it bakes. We're baking this at 350 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes. And y'all, look at this mac and cheese. Look how creamy and golden that is. I have some breakfast sausage browning in the skillet, and now I'm adding in my diced bell pepper and celery. Now listen, these veggies come straight out of the freezer. I buy fresh produce, wash it, chop it, and then freeze it for recipes like this. Now I'm going in with 1 chopped onion, mixing everything together. And then I'm adding a tablespoon of better than bouillon paste and giving it a stir. So now I'm seasoning everything up, and I'm going in with black pepper, garlic powder, salt, sage, Italian seasoning, and thyme. Italian seasoning is new for me when it comes to making dressing, but hey, that's why this is a test kitchen. We try it, we learn, and we adjust next time if needed. I'm just mixing it all together, and y'all, it smells just like my grandma walked in and took over in this kitchen. Now, this is some cornbread that I made earlier. I didn't bake it days in advance like the tradition calls for, so instead I put it in the fridge for a few hours to help it dry out. I'm adding in this 97-cent box of cornbread stuffing mix from Walmart. Sometimes it's okay to blend convenience with homemade. There's nothing wrong with that. Now I'm adding in the chicken broth, and I'm just doing a little at a time because once you add too much liquid, it's harder to fix, and we don't want to waste any ingredients in this kitchen. But I did end up using the whole entire 32-ounce carton. And then I'm going to go in with a little black pepper and start mixing. Let's give it a taste because in this kitchen, we want to make sure the flavor is where it needs to be. Next, I'm cracking in 1 egg, beating it, and adding it in. Now that egg is going to help everything bind together. Now I'm just buttering the casserole dish. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want my dressing to stick to the bottom. I also want to add a little more flavor too, so I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone by buttering the bottom of that dish. This will go into the oven at 350 degrees for 45 minutes to an hour. Here are all of my ingredients laid out. I have brown sugar, white sugar, butter extract, vanilla, nutmeg, cinnamon, and sliced sweet potatoes. So now I'm just melting 1 stick of butter in my pot so that I can build a syrup. I'm mixing white sugar, brown sugar, and butter until it has that smooth texture. Take your time here because rushing does change the texture. You do not want gritty sweet potatoes. So now I'm just squeezing in fresh orange juice and stirring. I know y'all are looking at me sideways by squeezing this orange juice in here, but let me tell y'all, citrus wakes up the sweetness and it balances out that richness so that it's not extra sweet. And then what I'm going to do is go in and grate the orange zest. You really won't be able to taste this in the sweet potatoes. I normally use lemon, but today I decided to go with an orange instead. And then I'm going to add some butter extract, some vanilla extract, cinnamon, nutmeg, and then I'm going to stir and let those flavors marry. Spice isn't just something you taste, it's something you feel, y'all. And I'm just pouring it all in here. Then I'm going to stir all of those flavors together. Then the sweet potatoes are going in, and I'm going to take my time to coat every slice. Next up is collard greens, and I'm adding chicken broth to a pot. If you don't have chicken broth, you can use water and bouillon cubes, or you can just use plain water. And then I'm going to add in 2 ham shanks and then cover the pot and let that simmer for about an hour and a half, long enough for the meat to fall off the bones. Now I'm adding in 2 bags of frozen collard greens. Fresh is great when it's affordable, and it's always affordable because it's usually between 97 cents to $1 per bunch, but I just didn't have time to do all of that cleaning, so that's why I went with the frozen collard greens this time. But frozen still gives you nutrients and saves prep time. Now the meat has been shredded and it's going back into the pot. And then I'm going to add some better than bouillon paste, apple cider vinegar, all-purpose seasoning, and then giving it a good stir. Now let's do a pinch of sugar to balance it out, and then we're going to add a few dashes of hot sauce to introduce just a tiny bit of heat. Now y'all know my go-to thing is that onion soup mix package. I'm not doing that in this recipe, so y'all, this is a test kitchen, so we are testing out different recipes. Alright y'all, for our final dish, I'm starting with a can of apple pie filling and I'm pouring it into a bowl. Even when we're using convenience ingredients, we can still make them feel homemade. I'm adding a little sprinkle of cinnamon on top because this is a can of apple pie filling. I'm going to jazz it up just a little. Next, I'm adding flour to my cutting board, and then I'm rolling out that bottom crust and laying it into my pie dish. A smooth, even base gives you a clean finish, and that's something that we all can appreciate in this test kitchen. Now, I'm using a fork to poke small holes in the crust. This helps release steam so that it bakes evenly instead of bubbling or puffing up in random spots, because we don't want that in our apple pie. Now I'm trimming off the extra dough around the edges so that it fits neatly into the pie dish. And then I'm just going to pour the filling in and spread it all around. So now it's time to go ahead and roll out that second crust, and I did sprinkle flour onto the cutting board before I laid the second crust on top because we don't want it to stick. And here I'm just cutting strips for a lattice top. This part isn't just for looks, it lets moisture escape and keeps the texture balanced. I've never done a lattice top before. This is my first time, so y'all, we're gonna see how this thing turns out. So I'm just sprinkling a little cinnamon on top because I just want to give it that added flavor. And then I'm going to cut little small pieces of butter and place it on top of the apples so that it melts down into the apples and create a richer, silkier texture. And it's going to give it that buttery flavor, y'all. Layering the dough strips and crossing them to form a lattice, it's not as complicated as I thought. It kind of reminds me of this art project that I did back in elementary school. So the concept was already there. I just had to dig back into the recesses of my brain to remember how to do it. Now I'm brushing melted butter across the top crust so that it bakes up golden instead of dull. Now some people use an egg wash, I'm using butter. And then I'm just going to add a touch of cinnamon and sugar across the surface so that gives it that added flavor. In case y'all didn't know, I have been watching Holiday Baking Wars and they've been baking cakes, pies, all the things. So that's where I got the inspiration to do a test kitchen, because I just got inspired by watching them do all the things.
But today, Thanksgiving goodness, won't you do it? My mother has informed me, told me, and hollered at your boy, that she had some new recipes. A whole lot of new recipes. Sorry for the skip and the dip, but I just had to I just had to put that out there. So everything I'm tasting today is something I haven't, it's something but it's something new. It's like a different recipe of something that I frankly just haven't tasted before, and I'm like, it smells pretty dang good. I've been waiting for this. Then I finally heard the bells. I heard the sound. Mother said, dinner was ready. Here's what I saw. Bible palette, get a zoom in on that. Yo, what is this? What is this goodness? I'm seeing mac and cheese, I'm seeing sweet potatoes, I'm seeing cranberry sauce, and the little, I forget, stuffing. And there it comes. And we got us this chicken or turkey?
This is chicken.
This is chicken. And we got the rotisserie chicken. Exquisite name, so very exquisite taste. And we got some greens on the side. Eat your veggies, kids. Oh, for dessert. Yeah, for dessert. It's a doozy. We got apple pie. We gonna taste test it. We gonna taste this. These new recipes. First, let's start off with the, y'all already know what I gotta start off with. The greens. Yeah, like I'll be telling y'all, eat your veggies, kids. They good for you. They build muscle and whatnot. Now, frankly, my favorite is fruits. No, that's sweet, great, and all of that, yada, yada, yada. With greens, I usually be like 50-50 about. I eat them, but for the most part, I eat like small, medium chunks, then leave it alone. I like that. I like the greens. Okay, the greens are yes. Yeah, that is great. I'm not, okay, so that's the type of greens I like right there. Okay, you wanna get the mac and cheese, you know what? Well, y'all know me, I like to be cheesy. Understood what I said without me having to say it. I was just about to ask. That is good. That's delicious. Hang on, I gotta. I'm sorry. I gotta. Hang on. I gotta get just a small little. That mac and cheese. Your mac and cheese is. Got me studied for how good it is. So next, sweet potato. We need more than that. We need a little more. Okay, there we go. A little more. Just keeps on getting better and better, bro. Like I thought I was about to say this is about to be the favorite one. Mom, you play with my emotions, bro. You play with my feelings. What you doing? Why is it so good? What did you do to it? No, it tastes like. It reminds me of the honey bun cake. That's what it reminds me of. Of course, it's not cake, but it's so good and sweet. That's what it reminds me of. And it's potatoes. Now y'all know me. I don't like potatoes, but it's sweet potatoes. We make exceptions for those. I'm over here. Yo, we still gotta go. We gotta. Let me try the stuffing with cranberry sauce. I gotta get your butt on. There you go. The ancestors really put some divine blessings on this food. This whole meal got divine written all over it. Go ahead and keep it going. Chicken. It tastes pretty good nonetheless. No, don't get me wrong. It's still pretty good. Compared to everything else on this plate. Delicious. Now let me tell you, the real main hitters on this plate is greens, mac and cheese, stuffing, and sweet potatoes. It's really between, I'm feeling all of these. These ones are yes. Yeah, okay. I'm forgetting some, y'all. I'm forgetting we're forgetting one teensy thing. Before I dig into this delectable delicacy, this mighty fine looking apple pie, I forgot to say, how y'all doing? You have a great day, great night, great sun. Y'all know how you do with the times. I hope y'all don't know what time it is for you, but I hope it's a great day, night, etc. And if it ain't, I put a smile on your face. And that's just, I think that's the little side right I wanted to say. Let's just get a little taste of this apple pie. It was apple pie, right? Okay, apple pie. So it's apple pie. Looks at me. Look left. Look right. Yeah, this is apple pie. Shortcut to home. That's what I said. That is good. It reminds me of this. I'm trying to put a finger to it. I think it's. I can't remember when I ate this or when I did, but I tasted this like very good pie. But I think it was kind of like from a bakery or something. It was like store-bought, but it was pretty freaking good. Mimic that taste exactly, and I love it. I love that taste. It tastes like some proper, you know what I'm saying, gourmet stuff. This whole plate is. I'm about to bang bang, bro. God did a good one. I still gotta do one more thing. One more thing. The ratings. What do I think it is? What do I think it is? I'll tell you what I'm feeling. 10 zillion! That's a 10 zillion out of 10! 10 zillion out of 10! I bet you I didn't know that was a number. 10 zillion out of 10! Believe it or not, I'm not sure where that number is. I just know it 10 zillion! That's what I give it! For the taste, for the texture, for the whole thing. The dessert, the plate. 10 zillion out of 10! That's what I rated. That's the ratings. I gave my ratings. Y'all, excuse me, viewers. I'm feeling kind of hungry, but before I go, y'all know what to do. I don't gotta say it, and that's why I love it. That's why I love y'all. I don't gotta say it. So that being said, have a great day, have a great night, blessed day, blessed night. Big Mac attack. And I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.
You okay? Oh, you okay? How'd you do that?
Big Mac attack! I'll see you on the next one.
Y'all heard Jordan? 10 zillion out of 10. 10 zillion, y'all. So I guess that means all of these recipes are going to make it onto my Thanksgiving dinner menu. And I will have zero regrets, y'all. Let me tell y'all, that food was so delicious. That mac and cheese, now putting sweet milk in mac and cheese, I have never heard of that. Never done that before, but guess what? From here on out, I'm going to be using that sweetened condensed milk in my mac and cheese. Y'all, that stuff was so good. And the collard greens, oh my God. Y'all, I'm on cloud 9 already thinking about Thanksgiving dinner. That food was fire. I hope I can cook like this on Thanksgiving. I really do hope I can cook like this on Thanksgiving. I should have saved today's dinner for actual Thanksgiving. That food was amazing. That's all I gotta say. That food was amazing. I hope this video gave you some inspiration on what to cook for Thanksgiving. If you decide to try some of these recipes, let me know down in the comments section. And again, I would suggest if you're gonna try any of these recipes, do it before Thanksgiving, because you do not want to be that person where they are turning their nose up at your meal. So yeah, try these out beforehand. Do your own mini Thanksgiving test kitchen. You will not regret it. Now, if you enjoyed hanging out with me today, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you are not a part of the family, I would love for you to come over here and become a part of the family, y'all, by hitting that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you over here. If you love anything budget related or cooking related, you are in the right place, because all I talk about is budget meals, and I cook food on a budget, because who is not trying to spend their entire paycheck on groceries is me. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving. If I don't get another video out before Thanksgiving, I hope you all have an amazing day. I hope y'all get the itis, because that is a side effect of Thanksgiving dinner. I hope y'all get the itis because that food was so good you had to take a nap. I hope y'all have an amazing day, and I will see y'all in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.